Hello everyone. I know it has been a long time, but now we are back with another video by Mathematics to Tan 90, and we will finally start exercise 1C, and I'll try to cover maximum questions in this video. So let's start with question number 1. Alright, question number 1 says, which of the following quantities are in inverse proportion? Now, if you remember what is inverse proportion, when one quantity will increase, the other will decrease. Alright, so state the assumptions made in each case. So, as you know that while one quantity increases and the other decreases, there is always an assumption, meaning there is always something which is constant. Like when the speed increases, and that is why the time decreases. So, what is constant? Distance is constant. Okay. So, the number of pencils Farhan buys and the total cost of pencils. Now, you tell me, is it inverse proportion? When we increase the number of pencils, does the cost decrease or increase? Yes, it increases. So, this will be direct proportion, not inverse proportion. So, part A is not inverse proportion. Now, B. The number of taps filling the tank and the time taken to fill the tank. Now, if I will increase the number of taps, so definitely my time will decrease to fill the complete tank. So, when my taps are increasing, time is decreasing. This is inverse proportion. But children, what is the assumption? Yes, the assumption is tank, that the size or the volume of the tank will be same. Okay, now let's look at part C. The number of men laying a road and the time taken to finish laying the road. Okay, so when I increase the number of men, I'll increase my labor. So yes, the time will decrease to finish it. Hence, these are inverse proportion. And what is my assumption? Yes, my assumption is that the road is same. That in both the situations, whether I'm increasing the men or decreasing them, my road will be same. It has the same length and it has the same amount of work. B. The number of cattle to be fed and the amount of fodder. Now, we know if one cattle needs a suitable amount of fodder, so when I'll increase the number of cattle, so the amount of fodder will also increase. So, this is direct proportion. The number of cattle to be fed and the time taken to finish the certain amount of fodder. Now, here, they have changed it a bit. Number of cattle and the time taken. So, if I increase the number of cattle, my time taken to finish the food will decrease. It will be inversely proportional. And what is the assumption? That the amount of fodder is same, because it says a certain amount of fodder. So, that amount of fodder is same. So, here we are done with question number 1. It was very easy, so we did it orally. Now, let's do question number 2. Alright. 8 men can build a bridge in 12 days. Find the time taken for 6 men to build the same bridge. State the assumption made. So, the assumption is that we are considering the same bridge. So, our assumption is that the bridge is same. Alright, now, since this is inverse proportion, so men and we are talking about the relationship between men and days. So, 8 men take 12 days. Find the time taken for 6 men. And what will I do? I will straight multiply. So, 8 multiplied by 12 is equal to 6x. I've kept the days as x. So, 6 will go there, it will divide. 12 divided by 6 will give me 2 and 8 2s are 16. So, that means when there will be 6 men to build the same bridge, the time taken will be 16 days. Okay. So, over here we have also completed our question number 2. Now, let's come towards question number 3. If x is inversely proportional to y and x is equal to 40, when y is equal to 5, find the value of x when y is equal to 25. Okay, here First, I will take out the value. I need to take out the value of x when y is equal to 25. Okay, so let's find this value, no problem. Alright, so x is inversely proportional to, this should be small x. X is inversely proportional to y, and x is 40 when y is 5. The value of x when y is equal to 25. So I will keep this as x only when y is equal to 25. This will straight multiply. So 40 multiplied by 5 is equal to 25x, right? And then that 25 will go over there. Okay, so 25 when divided by 5 divided by 25 will give me 1 upon 5, and then that 5 divided by 40 divided by 5 will give me 8. So the answer will be 8. So that value of x is 8. Now it is asking for an equation connecting x and y. Okay, so first I need to find the k value. So basically the equation for inverse proportion is like y is equal to k upon x. So it will be yx is equal to k. This is my y value, this is my x value. So yx, that means 5 multiplied by 40. That will be 5 4s are 20, and then is one more 0, 200. So my k value is 200. So my overall equation will be y is equal to 200 upon x. Now I need to find the value of y when x is equal to 400. I'll simply put 400 over here, 200 upon 400. So y will be 1 upon 2. So I'm also done with question number 3. Very quickly and very easy. Alright, now let's look at question number 4. If q is inversely proportional to p and q is equal to 0.25 when p is equal to 2, express q in terms of p. So how will we express it? First we need to find the k, because it will be like q is equal to k upon p. So we need to find the value of that k. So q is equal to k upon p, that means qp is equal to k. So q is 0.25 multiplied by 2. So 0.25 multiplied by 2 will give me 0.5. So my value of k will be 0.5. I'm going a bit quicker with these questions. You can watch my previous videos if you want to see this in much detail. So I've covered the practice now in much detail. Okay, so this is k. So this will be, we have to express q in terms of p. So q is equal to 0.5 over p, because they are inversely proportional, capital. This is done. Find the value of q when p is 5. So I will put p as 5 over here. That means 0.5 divided by 5, which is 0.1. So q will be, for part number 2, q will be 0.1. For part number 3, calculate the value of p when q is equal to 0.2. Now I will plug this value 0.2 over here. So this will be 0.2 is equal to 0.5 divided by p. So we will switch places. We will do 0.5 divided by 0.2. That is 2.5. So the value of p will be 2.5. And we are also done with question number 4. Alright, now let's read question number 5. 35 workers are employed to complete a construction project in 16 days. So 35 workers take 16 days. Before the project starts, the boss of the company is told that he needs to complete the project in 14 days. So now the boss is told that he needs to complete it quickly, okay? Not in 16 but in 14 days. Assuming, this is the assumption coming, that all the workers work at the same rate, how many more workers does he need? So in order to take out more workers he needs to employ in order to complete the project, we first need to know how many workers he actually needs to complete the project in 14 days, okay? So we will put an x over here. Let's keep a capital X, alright? And over here we will keep 14 days. We will straight multiply. Why? Because this is inverse proportion. So 35 multiplied by 16 is equal to 14x. Okay, so 35 multiplied by 16 divided by 14. Now, what is 35 multiplied by 16 divided by 14? That is 40. So that means he needs 40 workers. Now, but the question didn't ask us this. It asked us how many more workers. So he already had 35. How many more? We will simply do 40 minus 35. So he needs 5 more workers. Alright. Now let's look at question number 6. A consignment of fodder can feed 1,260 cattle for 50 days. Given that all the cattle consume the fodder at the same rate, this is the assumption. Find the number of cattle. An equal consignment of fodder can feed for 75 days. So the same consignment, how many cattle can we feed in 75 days? So 1260 cattle in 50 days. Now, since we know that when I'll increase the number of cattle, my food will finish quickly and the number of days will decrease. So this will be inverse proportion. Now, 1260, 50 and 75 days. For 75 days, I need to find. So I will straight multiply this. So this will be 1260 multiplied by 50 divided by 75. That is 840. So 840 cattle. If there are 840 cattle, then only we can feed them for 75 days. Now let's do part 2. The number of days an equal consignment of fodder can last if it is used to feed 1,575 cattle. Okay? Now, the number of days an equal consignment of fodder can last if it is used to feed 1,575 cattle. Now they've given us the number of cattle, so we'll use this same. We'll write 1,575 cattle over here and x over here. And then we will straight multiply. So 1260 multiplied by 50 divided by 1575. 1260 multiplied by 50 divided by 1575, that is 40. So that means this can go on for 40 days. So the answer for this one is 40 days. Alright, so this is the last question for today. At a sports camp, there is sufficient food for 72 athletes to last 6 days. So for 72 athletes, the food can last for 6 days. If 18 athletes are absent, so now how many athletes are there if 18 are absent? Yes, there are just 54 athletes, okay? How many more days can the food last for the other athletes? So 54. When there are just 54 athletes, again, when the number of athletes will decrease, my days the food lasts, that will increase. So we will do 72 multiplied by 6 divided by 54. That is 8. Now the food will last for 8 days. But this is asking how many more days. So first it was for 6 days. Now for 8 days. So 8 minus 6 will give me 2. That means it can last for 2 more days. Okay, so all these questions were very easy. We had a quick review of inverse proportion and I hope you enjoyed the video. So please comment and tell me how useful this video was for you and do share it with everyone else. Take care. Bye.